Hi again, it's Lori Christos from Madonna and Child Jewelry. I did some flea marketing this weekend and hit a couple of thrift stores, and I wanted to show you some of the things I picked up and also a few of the pieces that I won on auction with some of my favorite YouTube sellers, and you probably know who they are, and I will definitely hashtag them and mention it in the video. I just first wanted to show you something that is one of my favorite pieces, a religious piece that I made. And I create things from going out and finding pieces that speak to me, and then try to find some findings or things that I can layer with, and matching beads or rosary beads or chains. And then I kind of come home and go, and like, you know, it all magically just happens. But this was a cross that I had for some time. I'm showing you the back of it because it's completed, but everything I ever tried to layer on it, it's just like, I didn't like it. So I kept like looking and looking, but I had it really quite a while. And there you go. So anyways, what I ended up finding, and I was shocked that it looked so good on the piece, was just a Art Nouveau finding at a flea market of a beautiful woman in sterling, and thought, you know, I would just use her in some piece. And I ended up putting it on the cross, and then I thought, wow, ta-da, look at that. Like, it's three-dimensional, it's ornate, it looks like, you know, Art Nouveau, it looks so old. I added, I had lost an earring. These are some vintage little ball rhinestone earrings in the same silver tone. So I said, it needs a little bubble at the bottom, because I like more, to me, is you could always take away, but it's hard to keep adding. Found the chain. The chain is just a silver tone, probably a Monet chain that I had for a long time. You can also burnish chains to match the color of your patina. And this all came together, and I was really kind of proud of the look. And it's really one of my favorite crosses, and it's outstanding. I wear it, and people just are like, what is that? And I'm like, yeah, it's just something I pulled together. But you could do this so easily if you just have an eye for design, what pieces you like, what color tone jewelry you like, and you can create pieces on your own. I couldn't walk into a store and ever find a piece like this, but yet it's going to be one of my favorite possessions that one day you might see come up here for auction. Also, flea marketing this weekend. This was such a simple thing to throw together, but, you know, it's a lovely piece. I found a vintage, it's pretty hollow. It was a sterling etched puffy heart, but it also has some three-dimension on the piece. And it was a little brighter, and I tend to like some of my things, if I have to match to an antique or vintage rosary, to be a little darker patina. So I burnished it for a second in metal darkener, took it out, and just hung it on this. And this was $10 from the same vendor. This was $20 for $30. I was able to put together just such a cute necklace that, again, is great for layering, great for a gift. You can always add a shortener, wear it up here. But a $30 piece, to me, looks like an antique little treasure, and that's kind of what I go for. Something that I didn't have to do anything to, I found the cross on eBay. It was one of the most beautiful crosses I've ever seen. It's sterling filigree. It's two-sided. I didn't have to do a thing to it because it's so drop-dead gorgeous, in my opinion. I like really, really old-looking pieces. And all I did here was just add some silver chain tone rosary beads, but I love adding a little pearl, a little creamy pearl, and it just makes the piece, you know, just that much more outstanding. Gives it a contrast. Sometimes I don't want to put silver on silver because I find it blends in together, and I want to give it a little bit of a contrast. So I thought this was a little beauty, and it's sterling. And this is something that, you know, you'll see if you were one at my jewelry shows, or if I ever get enough people here to follow me, I could do a religious jewelry. It can even be estate jewelry because I have plenty of that before the holidays. Pieces that I bought online, I've become obsessed in the last month of all the jewelry sellers on YouTube. So this one I basically found from Doug. It was one of my first YouTube purchases from Raven's Chest, and I love, vintage. So this is a gorgeous gold-filled locket. It has a little bit of etching and detail. And I loved it so much. And I thought, wow, if I put it on a chunky chain, I could get a really big look. Because, everybody's wearing a lot of, gold right now. And I like to mix it all together and have kind of two-tone pieces. So I actually had this Ralph Lauren chain, and they have really quality jewelry. And this one, can't tarnish. It looks like a gold filled. Matches it beautifully. And, $5 for the chain, $20 for the locket. And I put it on and I feel, very bougie. And like I'm wearing a piece of Italian gold or an antique treasure. So easy. That's something you could totally do. If you just keep an eye out for little pieces that you can bring all together. Speaking of YouTube sellers, this is a little sweetie that I picked up. I think I bought it from Gems, Vintage Gems. She's one of my first sellers that I bought from. Beautiful vintage sterling carved cameo. It's got a pin, or you could wear it as a pendant, but it's like cherubs. It's so sweet. This could make the cutest little pendant. I don't wear a lot of pins. And so I'm just leaving it as is for now to bring to my holiday shows to try to resell. But I believe she resold it from Kirsten, Red Resale. So these are things that I just bought online from my favorite people to kind of keep the circle going of, the networking thing that we have going on there with buying and reselling. Everybody is very professional and has just great pieces, and you don't have to sit there on eBay all day searching. You can really see the items, in their videos. And I'm just obsessed now with buying on YouTube. This one, this is something I just made really simply. It's a gold crucifix. Jesus fell off. It looks gold. It's really just a gold tone or gold plated. And then I put it on a really nice, gold plated chain. Added literally an earring. It fell off. And I found the piece. And then I actually ended up finding the other one. So I actually layered this one with just it's not even sterling, just a beautiful rhinestone vintage cross. And I did the same thing here with a sterling crucifix. Just added it there. And see the difference that you get? This looks like newer, would go maybe with all your real gold, because I wear it together with my real gold. Or, you want an older vibe or wear with your sterling, you can just do it like that. And putting it together, peanuts really, and for beautiful pieces. But you have to have an eye for quality, and I'm sure most of you do or you wouldn't be here. So another piece, so I don't just do, sterling or religious. I found this from our buddy that we all love, Jason Adams, from his Vintage Consignment lady, and I was lucky enough to win this one. It's an antique, like Navajo turquoise pendant, and I found this at a flea market. It's all sterling. It's really heavy. It's beautiful, and all I have to do is just clip it on here. I hope I have it in the right spot. And you get a really big look. Here, I may have to go like this, but I like things that you can easily assemble and disassemble. So if I'm going to spend the money on a chain like this or a piece like this, a necklace, I don't want to just have this limited and, on here where I can't take it off easily or put another piece on. So I like to be able to easily remove it and put this onto something else if I wanted it on a chain that day, or, put some other piece on the bottom. So I like to have an easy swap out. It's kind of like switching purses. If I want to put a piece like that on it, it's easy access, and I don't have to keep rebuying very expensive pieces. This is very heavy sterling antique or vintage piece. But and I think that's about it. Did I show you the puffy heart? This is sterling. This was a real easy little piece to make. Sterling, puffy heart, locket. I obsessed with lockets. I added just a sterling simple chain, but a little four-way sterling cross on the piece. And now we've got a little treasure, a wonderful little gift, a sweet little thoughtful little beauty that you can, wear yourself, give it as a Christmas gift, put some photos in them, and have a sentimental piece that, you know, someone would really appreciate it. And they're never going to be able to go out and say, oh yeah, you know, I can buy that. No, you can't buy it because it was put together, and you can put it together. I put it together, but you can do the same. This one, I've never seen a cuter little locket in my life. I'm obsessed. And it's just, I put it on a sterling chain, didn't have to do anything. It's so sweet. It says Jesus is the reason on the back. It's sterling with these little like hot pink gemstones and on a sterling cross. And it's a layering piece. And it is just the sweetest little piece. But I love it. I just love it. This locket today, I found at the thrift store. It's sterling. It's an oval. It's vintage. It has a lot of ornate design. And, you know, I couldn't leave it alone. I wanted to. I really wanted to leave it alone. But I had to put a little itty bitty sterling Virgin Mary medal on top. I'm obsessed. But something you can easily add or remove. So hi and bye for now, and I'm going to hashtag some of these wonderful sellers on YouTube, and hope I see you back here again soon. Bye now.